This is a little nerve-wracking that I actually have to walk there. That means something might happen. That's bad. I'm gonna walk. Hi, hero. Just gonna keep walking. Don't mind me. I'm not being sketchy in the slightest. Oh, hi, genocide, Jill. I'm just gonna keep on going. Bye. I don't like it. I believe it was in here.
Hey.
Hey, Makoto.
Why?
Are you sure all of the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm going to wait here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful, I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going.
So then.
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Next murder? I have no idea who the next murder will be. I figured it'd be Hiro because Hiro is kind of weak. But I'm hoping it's Byakuya or Toko. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it. This is a network cable, right? Now I just have to connect to Alter Ego. Immediately I got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please, just wait a little while longer.
Gonna do my best.
Just hold tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get you out of here. You and all the rest of us, as friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Makoto. They're gonna kill Alter Ego, and I'm gonna have to go through Chihiro's death again, and I'm gonna be so sad. Because Chihiro is bae, and Chihiro is best character. I'm gonna be so sad. Okay. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all of the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Kyoko.
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course. I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe. But isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble or something to say? Fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. Maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you gonna do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done. It's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we do?
so
If we find some new clues, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego.
correct.
All we can do is wait, and I believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. I'm kind of tired. I laid down in my bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. That's worrying. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Just a minute.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out of... Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Makoto! Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in a chair, like she's bowing... like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name. But she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door is locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pushing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait, right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hasn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence, but that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please, hurry. Okay, you two should stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung it as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed it away with all my strength and finally turned the knob. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... Poison. All I felt was cold death. Son of a bitch! I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Son of a bitch.
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin!
But who could have done this?
Danganronpa.
There's only like 3 people it could be. I doubt it was Hiro. Hiro's not that smart. Huh? Sakura's
dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I can only look on at Sakura's dead body. I didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wonder, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and I Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there, motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. What? Ogre?
Yes.
So she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you all know what that means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered. And by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault.
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura. What?
What?
You're accusing us before you've even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
Forgive you.
One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right.
Akuma file.
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna get ruined with or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that hold on. There's something I wanted to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you had fought her again, and then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things off with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even someone like me, it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been no mean feat to take down that behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Whoopsie. Before you all get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
Forgive
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to get angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority is to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will be standing guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then. Hina's on guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then, it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault.
One of you killed Sakura. I
Forgive
won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are just as much danger as yours. You have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting anyone who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if that means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in, just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, I don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so what should I care, right?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but we should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally. Who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us will face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Just do it! Anyway. Well, I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death was estimated about 12 noon. In the day? Fuck! The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. So poison, obviously.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room was the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with a door from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way out until we broke the window, then there's like zero escape chance, right?
In other words...
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this as kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this?
Hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the crime is actually committed. This simply means that the murderer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving locking the door. The basic approach includes using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door and see if that was what it was, right? The second type is when the locked room already existed before the crime was committed. Oh?
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from the outside to target the victim inside. You press a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door or something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't seem to have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it is opened. What do you mean by that?
In other words...
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and the final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words...
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then, you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So, when it comes to a locked room mysteries, those are the 4 basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seem most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I say. The way the killer has set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Okay. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around here near the entrance of the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned that how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. She must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
See what's scattered around the can? Shards of blue glass. They must have been part of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, but they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to have to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I won't say how. Why would there be glass under the drink?
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. He's not even trying to hide how much he He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. Better go before he crushes my soul completely. See you, Red.
however,
But for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who have gone down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist. Strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Shards of glass scattered all around this chair Sakura is sitting on. The glass is all red, and there are the tops and bottles of the sections of the bottle, right? So this must have been there. So this must have originally been a bottle. Yeah. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the near the glass. It's a figure, and it fits in the perfect palm of the handle. It's a Monokuma figure. Looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Oh yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So, after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might calm her down a little. So you gave her that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. And I really liked them. Actually, as soon as I could get back into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much.
I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've all lost their flavor. They've lost all their flavor. Hina. I'm starting to think that Hina did this. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelves. And inside each bottle there is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottle?
So,
It's no different from when you from your standard ship in a bottle, huh? You know, where the bottle is opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that, a Monokuma bottle, if you will. I feel I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. Monokuma figure on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which means Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of the glass and even a Monokuma figure are evidence for that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was a weapon. Whoa, there's blood over there. I didn't even see that. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make any sense. Why is it so far off from where she died? This is quite peculiar. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so it couldn't get it open. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism that was used on the chair. In other words, there was no reason to think the chair had anything special to do about it. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, so there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change about the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get it inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked room from the inside, not from the outside. Something's gotta move. One of these, like... Wait, what's this? The locker is open and there's something on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing in here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
But it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker. They left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that is not possible. Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before the door was open, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does the handprint mean? Same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in a chair. There's obviously evidence to the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any other problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And you can see traces of blood from on her lips for sure. So what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on something on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. So roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego?
Hey,
She was the ultimate martial artist. Strong in body and spirit in mind.
certain.
Yeah, I already talked to her. Did I talk to Hina yet? What the heck? I already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again, after that, she told me she had said, she said she had left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her here in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to him. And then this happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible to have, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Okay. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she had asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same place, same time and place that she ended up dying. That might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Sorry, changing my drinks around. My throat's starting to bother me. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go to see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk with other people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the other two people. I need to hear what they have to say. Hopefully it's not Genocide Jill I have to deal with. Oh. I have to leave this way apparently because investigating the door is investigation. Those other two probably went back to their room.